Alright, today I'm going to be explaining why Pokemon was made for kids. Today it's happening, guys. And I'm going to do it on its full extent as well in Minecraft Redstone. So I have this particular mod on my hand. And it's this boy right here, boys. Okay, let's rip title. Shush! I'm making video. Shush. Okay, I think we just got. The physics behind Pokemon is quite. The physics behind it, Pokemon is quite something to actually explore. As Pokemon is arguably the most valuable franchise out there, and is the most successful one as well. Shady Schmade! Pardon the noise. Sorry I didn't upload today. Upload tomorrow. I was just sick yesterday, really sick. So that's why uploading wasn't an option. So, obviously we know that the tight matchups are they wanted to keep the tight matchups really simple. So fire is super effective against water, but something that I found really odd is in one of the episodes when Charizard was actually going to Charizard Mountains, he was in water. And according to the entire Charmander line entry, according to Charmander's entry, if that flame dies, he's dead. So how is he surviving? To some extent, this gives us information that Charizard is entirely not weak to water. And I think we can use that to perform a solid argument against the physics of Pokemon and how Pokemon works. Now, we can put an assumption. We can put an assumption that each fire-type Pokemon could be up to 200 degree Fahrenheit hot, which is actually really hot to that extent. But Charizard's survivability in water hints that his flame is actually quite dang powerful. So, giving us an option to actually do something with this. Do something actually with this option we have, and its unique ability. And why did Game Freak do this? Game Freak's basis was to just keep it simple, but they definitely didn't spend time learning physics. As the sun is 5,000 degrees hot and can be highly flammable. Now, Mega Charizard X's Blast Burn evaporated a ginormous water shark, and how can we actually say that it was evaporated? Actually, not evaporated in Alan's Mega Charizard X used Blast Burn. To some extent, hot temperature does merely evaporate. Pretty much evaporate water, which then gives us the option to actually think, which does gives us an option. Why am I so bad at this? Whatever. Which does give us an option. Which does indeed give us an option. Which does indeed give us an option. The fact that that the blast burn explosion was around 20,000 Fahrenheit hot, meaning hotter than the sun. That should merely be enough to explode the entire Kalos region. Now this kinda implies to the type matches game for should have put more physics and more brains towards. It's also meant to be educational, so teaching kids that also fire could actually kill water by evaporating it by the heat. It actually works. I never thought I'd be making an educational video. But to some extent, the physics behind this kind of does work. I mean, if I would tell my physics teacher would easily do something about this. And he'd actually, if he created Pokemon, he'd definitely put a sensible type matchup, not just rather keeping it simple, but for the elder audience, make it a bit making sense for them as well. That why is it only? Now, most people don't go this far into a type matchup, especially for a kids show. But I am surprised YouTubers like MNJTV, who are some of the biggest in the Pokemon YouTube community, actually haven't criticized this, and Charizard actually being in water and actually not fainting. God damn it. But Charizard not fainting or even dying, his tail is clearly in water in an episode. It implies that Pokemon was designed for 10 years old because they have no brain. To be fair, I was one of the dumb ones. To be fair, I would kind of give you a break because I was also a dumb one. But still, the fact that Pokemon was not the fact that this could have been put more thought and effort. To some extent, if the heat temperature is way too much, rocks can actually melt down, I believe. Into clay. Rocks can melt down into something. So fire to some extent is also super effective against rock. So this is something YouTube Game Freak should have took. Scene. Can you tell those two to shut up? But to some extent, I think. But to some extent, it can be completely making sense as it is a kid's show. To be fair, it's okay if they keep it simple, but their older audience does need some sort of weight. Does need something to actually keep them watching.
Okay, if we get that kind of a nerf robot, and I could be on that and make.
Oh god, I lost. Okay, now. Their elder audience who grow up need something to actually make sense and actually put more thought as a bit more thought on what they do. A bit more thought on what they do. On what is actually good and what is not. As it is also needed as it could for educational purposes. Pokemon could be considered educational and be more profited by including just little details. It could be more profitable and not be made fun of, especially if there were educational stuff. Regularly educational Pokemon channels, they use stuff from the mainstream Pokemon media to something so this did not ever think I would ever like make a video criticizing Pokemon's like doing something with Pokemon. Something that has been a part of my 11-year-old childhood before I started watching gamers like PewDiePie. Yes. I mean, I've been subscribed to Dan TDM since 2013, which was when my account was made. My God. I mean, I'm an OG veteran. And leaving him for Pokemon was a foolish idea. Even though he doesn't have a brain. And the one who pretty much records audio is technically a robot. I still think there's some educational purposes. Pokemon should have put more brain work. Like, as it does make sense for how much Pokemon has made, he could have made more with education. With education. With education. With education, actually. With the actual educational stuff in Pokemon could have not only made it a more profitable brand, but also quite a good show for actually kids to watch. And stop including freaking romance in your stuff, Game Freak. Like, seriously, what is the point? This is meant to be a 10-year-old show, not a show for 13-year-olds. Okay, maybe 11 or 12-year-olds. Come on, Game Freak. Let's not include romance in a 10-year-old show. These are 5th graders, and I don't even know what the f am I saying. I'm criticizing Pokemon for having romance, which everybody does. Which pretty much all animes do, but Pokemon is a kid's anime. It shouldn't. They shouldn't have it. So to some extent, I feel like Pokemon should have put a bit more thought and effort. Putting a bit more effort into a game can highly profit it as a friendly. Could also profit it as a friendly, as a good, decent type of game. As you can see, I'm so good at Elytra. And we don't want to go to the net. Let me just turn this thing off for a matter. To be fair, I was a dumb little kid at a 10-year-old who isn't dumb when they're 10. I haven't done anything Redstone correlated. Just wanted to make this, Just wanted to make this video to kind of teach a kid that what you're being missed out. Because when you're gonna be 13 and be super conscious about what you've been watching, and when you're gonna be conscious about what you watch, because technically I was but I am different, quite literally, from literally everybody. I am quite a different person, so it just depends on your perspective you watch this video. Whether you take it as a diss to Pokemon or actually something that Pokemon includes, will actually give a bit more scientific logic. And also, I need to make a video on why Pokemon cards are so expensive. Like, what the heck? I have a card that is worth 50 grand. Worth $50,000. I'm not gonna sell it because it's way too valuable, and Darumaka is a cute piece of crap. No. Okay, let's not talk about that. I want to make further more good videos with you guys, which making further.
What are you playing? Is this your hard code map?
No. Does it look like it's my hardcore map?
Oh yeah, I didn't see that redstone. See, where you going? How are you teleporting there? You get teleported. How?
You just put Riptide on your goddamn trident.
You just had to put reptile, but reptile is not good that much.
Yeah, but it makes it so when it's raining you can go in the air. It's a good way of transport.
But only in rain.
Yeah, so it's actually fast when it's raining. Anyways, even though Riptide's crap, I was talking about why Pokemon was actually made for kids.
Why?
Because, well, a lot of stuff in here is not, well... Like, fire should also be super effective against water.
And child does not die.
Look.
Wait, why are you saying fire should be super effective against water? Why?
Because if there's a lot of heat and a lot of fire, the water will evaporate and turn into air. Similarly, fire...
turn into salt.
No. So water and fire should be super effective against both. So should rock, because if there's too much heat, rocks can melt. Because of the heat.
Oh, you're right. You're kind of right.
Yeah, look, even my brother agrees. And he's a small brain. He's a small brain and he actually agrees.
You know I could go wild and kill you.
What? You can't kill your big brother. You'll go.
I will go wild and beat up your ass.
Dude, you can't do that. I am trying to give you martial arts class. No, you can't beat my ass up.
I am
Just shut up. Look, what I'm trying to say is Pokemon should have put a bit more thought, especially when they were deciding what thing should be super effective against fire. Why is fire not in there? I mean, technically...
Fire tornadoes?
Yeah, so fire spin is a move, and fire tornadoes can be quite dangerous and harm the environment. And environment actually includes air, of all things. And so should and air should be super effective, because fire can actually it can blow away fire, but also make the fire go a bit wild. So that's some reasons. Also the fact that Pokemon is quite literally one of the biggest brands, one of the biggest franchises out there is Pokemon. It has the #1 best-selling video game series of all the time. So I think it's important for Pokemon to actually see what they're doing. So Pokemon, if you by any chance are watching this video, make sure to try to include these changes. I know this would make Charizard quite OP. I see one of the main reasons why they didn't do the fire water and fire rock thing, because that would just make Charmander plain OP. So not to overpower Charizard, but not hinder it that much that it's completely actually useless in Kanto. There are only a few gym type matchups. At least give it an advantage in its first two to make the player's life easier, because they knew this thing would get it popular. Hell, it is #1 most popular Pokemon that exists. I didn't want to criticize Pokemon for not including this, as it is a kid's show. Even though it's a kid's show, it should be put a bit more effort in as well, because it kind of makes sense. It does make sense. Because it does make sense to include small details like this. This is just for educational purposes. Because the Pokemon was educational, I bet more people would develop and actually put a good story plot line, making me actually more interested, because Pokemon is getting boring. Especially with my channel not getting that many views. And I was trying to grow my channel, boys, with just Pokemon. Even though my channel did quite well with Pokemon for so long, but Minecraft has become like pretty much the subject of this channel. Like, okay. I mean, Minecraft has become a subject of this channel for now. For now, I think this is Pokemon should make a bit more educational sense rather than simplistic sense. Simplistic sense is good for kids, I know, and not put weight making kids, but making kids learn this is actually amazing. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. No gameplay, just me flying around. Me flying around behind the scenes of how bad I am at the Elytra. Actually, I'm not that bad. Also, cool bug. When you're flying with a Riptide tree, Trident, it's like this, and when you hold something like that, it'll actually turn into form. Like you're using Trident. For some reason, that's an amazing bug. Yay! So now, Jude Fork out of here, guys. Wait, can you do? Okay, get back.